Happy Friday! Yes, it's Friday. It's the last day of the week. Well, it's not the last day of the week. It's the last day of the week for me. I'm not in tomorrow, so in fact, I'm having a birthday. That's what I'm having tomorrow. So it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Whoop, whoop. I can't wait, actually. I'm really looking forward to getting home tonight. And there's me starting the day off and talking about getting home tonight. I mean, it's a bit unprofessional, isn't it, really? But I am quite excited to get home tonight and then have a day celebrating with all my family tomorrow. So what are you all up to today? It's Friday here on Crafters TV. I'm Debbie Fisher and I'm going to be crafting your stash. So I thought, let's do a sort of scoreboard masterclass and cardstock to sort of see what is best, what paper, what card, what vellums, what anything you use is best for scoring with, how to score, hints and tips, and anything you need to know. So if you've got any questions that you want to know about scoring, about scoreboards, about how to make boxes, envelopes, anything like that, I'm your gal this morning. So you've got me for an hour, you've got Sam in my ear, he's saying morning, and you've got me for the next hour. So you can ask your questions, ask away, because Jan is on socials and she will send in all of your questions, your hellos, whatever you've got to say today. It's just going to be a lovely day. It's really warm here up north. Let us know what it's like where you are. I'm sure, I think the whole of the UK is in very hot weather at the moment. Apparently, when I head down to Norfolk tonight, tomorrow is supposed to be 30 degrees. I mean, that's hot here in the UK. Apologies for anyone that's in the US, because I know some of your temperatures have been rocketing. And in Australia, I think they're getting up to 40 degrees, which is, that's very, very hot. So I've just put the old t-shirt on today, white t-shirt, nice and cool, and getting used to this lovely hot weather that we're having, which has been beautiful. Right, so Jan, as I said, is on in socials. Only Stephen's in with us this morning and he's saying good morning. Stephen Ferguson. Stephen, you're a new name. I haven't seen a Stephen Ferguson before. So good morning, Stephen. And Tim's in. Oh, the men are joining me this morning. I like that. So Tim is in and he's saying, hi everyone from a beautiful Nottinghamshire. Yes, Nottingham is probably really hot as well. So a bit like here up north. I think the temperatures are going to be quite humid, aren't they? We've got more people coming through as I'm talking, so it's really lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining me. We do these 10 a.m. shows, which are brilliant because they are craft togethers, they're craft your stash, and they are craft alongs. So all the crafts, and I love them because it's just you and me just talking and getting to know each other, and also just answering any questions that you might have to or need to have. So anything you want to ask, just ask. Right, Kelly's in this morning saying good morning, Debbie. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be 56. Can you believe that? My dad actually told me the other week that I'll soon be collecting my bus pass. My dad told me that. I mean, that's bad, isn't it? Alison's in today saying good morning, Debbie, and the CTV crew. My Ben's Day goodies have just arrived. Wasn't Ben's Day only 2 days ago? That's amazing. Looking forward to my tea towel. Yes, did anyone see Ben's tea towel? It was incredible, wasn't it? Maybe we'll all get a tea towel. Wouldn't that be nice? Well, I don't know if my face on a tea towel would be something anyone will want to see. Catherine Wood is in saying good morning, Debbie. Many happy returns for tomorrow. Thank you, Catherine. I'm off touring in my caravan for the weekend. It's going to be hot in your caravan. I take it your caravan won't have any central heating. What's central heating? What's it called? The air conditioning. Air conditioning. You won't. You absolutely won't want that. Lots of you coming in this morning, so thank you for joining me. And if you're on catch up and you're catching up at a different time, then hello to you as well, and hopefully you'll find this nice and useful. So the first thing I want to talk about is scoreboards, because scoreboards are something that every single crafter needs in their stash. So if you haven't got a scoreboard, that is one of the first things that you would need to get. And I say that because card making, paper crafting, it's about construction, it's about projects, it's about or 3D projects, it's about card making. All of those things need a score line in them. at some point. Card making, if you're making your own cards, you absolutely need a good scoreboard. Most scoreboards come with what we call a boxer board, which is a general scoreboard that you can score on, but it also makes your box base and your box lid. And I'm going to make a box as well today and run through it just to show you how simple it is to make a box and how I do it my way and how you can do it without failing as well. Because I do have so many messages where people say to me, Debbie, I just can't get my box to be right. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell you now, it's to do with your measurements of your cardstock. So if your measurement is slightly out, your box is going to be slightly out. So it's about being precise with your cutting. There's different cutters that we have as well. So you've obviously got your scissors, you've obviously got your guillotines, and you've got your paper trimmer as well. All 3 of those are really good. Scissors might not get the perfect straight edge unless you're brilliant at cutting with scissors. And I would also say you need a measuring tool if you're going to use scissors, so you'll want to measure them. With a boxer board, so let's talk you through our first boxer board. So that one would be this one here, and it's your A4 size, which means all your A4 card will fit onto here, so you can see completely onto that board. What you've also got on our boards are inches, so you've got your inches 1 to 8¼ inches, or 1 to 8½ I believe it is. And then on the opposite side, you've then got the same, so you've got then 1 to 8½ inches, okay? I'll show you why we do that in a second. Then, if you turn it over, for anybody that like their metrics in centimetres, you've got all your centimetre lines as well. The other thing we do, you'll notice, this black line will not be on your board if you get a new board home. We draw a black line just roughly halfway down. It doesn't matter actually where the black line is. That means if I want to score a diagonal line and I want to can't do it on here, but let's say I want to score from here to the centre of my card, I can then put that at my point and bring down here and know where I'm measuring to. So I've got the top and the bottom line, which is the only reason you'll see a black line on any of our boards. So what we have got is also, the tool isn't on here, we've got a different tool. Let me just go and see if I can grab that and if we've got one. No, we haven't, but I can show you that in a second. There is a tool that goes directly into the top of here. So this first board is just brilliant. So if you are going to craft days, if you're going to, if you're paying for a craft class, this board is brilliant to have because literally you can just pop it in your bag and it's ready to go straight away. Now the reason we have a board with your numbers at the top and your numbers at the bottom is because these boards offer you a box lid and a box base side. So when you're creating a box, and we will make one in a little while, your lid side, now I don't know if we can come in on that, Sam, because it's really a bit harder to sort of see. I'm going to tilt it to see where we can sort of see that, because what it is, it's molded. There we go, we can see that. In fact, if I bring both in, you'll be able to see both. On this side it's molded in box lid, on this side it's box base, and it's molded so it never comes away, so you never get confused. The other thing I do is have my cardstock on one side, so if I'm doing my box lid, you butt against the left hand side. Because I always butt against the left hand side, I turn my board around, and then that way I know when I'm doing my box base, I can make my box base. So that is the first board that we do. Now this board hasn't been in stock for a long time. We're hoping we will get them in again. Look at this, it's huge. It's a really big board, and this is because of our A3 cardstock. So that will fit completely your A3 cardstock. So if you've got this board, then you will probably love this as well. It's a lot bigger, it's a bit more difficult to sort of take around with you, but it's very good if you've got your A3 cardstock. And it means it works exactly the same way. We've put that black line down the centre for you. You butt against the left hand side, rotate it again, and then you butt against the left hand side, and then your numbers are at the top here to make your box base and your box lid. And we'll do both so we can show you exactly how to do it. So they're your two sort of scoreboards that we have done. Now, other scoreboards that we've done, let me bring in Sarah's baby, literally. So the Ultimate Pro has been around a long, long time. It used to be the Ultimate, and it came, the first board that Sarah ever made was this one that you can see here in MDF form. This is the one that's going to create all your envelopes. So it looks confusing, but it's really not. You get a full booklet teaching you how to make an envelope on this one, and it literally does make your envelopes. You've got two slightly different steps on there, and then you've got all your lines. But what you've got with the Ultimate Pro is your ultimate tool for crafting. So this scoreboard offers you different sort of templates that you can score around. So you would put your cardstock on here, and you would use those lines to score into, and they would emboss into your cardstock, because many years ago, this was before embossing folders were a real big thing. In fact, you probably won't know this, Sam, either, and some of you might not know, but embossing folders never used to be a thing. We used to have rollers. So there used to be a roller that you would thread your card into and roll it round, and it would emboss as it rolled round. So your paper would curl, and you just get a sort of impression of that emboss going through. Some of you might remember that. Sorry, Sam? So when did embossing folders come about? I think embossing folders have only been around maybe the last, I want to say 14, 15 years. Yeah, so I don't think embossing folders have been around that long. I mean, it sounds a long time, but I don't think they've been around that long. I may be wrong. Let me know if you know how long embossing folders have been around. We need to research that, don't we? But yeah, I don't think it's an awful long time. And at the most, I would say 20 years. But at the absolute most. So the Ultimate Pro, again, you can take this with you, so you can carry it around. If I turn it around onto the opposite side, now this one has a board on here which creates all your card bases. And on here, we've got gatefold A5, we've got concertina A5, gatefold A4, concertina A4, we've got your trifold, we've got your half fold, you've got your 5-inch square, and you've got your half fold A4. So all different cardstocks, and then you can go on to making so many different ones as well. Now with this one, one of the first boards that Sarah brought out was what we call the Top Score, and that's this board, which you can still buy now. The Top Score was a board that came out before the Ultimate, the same as the envelope board. This one here came out as a board on its own, and then this one. Now this one is identical to what's on here. So you can see if I pop that there, it's the same. So you've got the trifold, you've got the half fold, the 5-inch, you've got the half fold, and you've got that swirly line. We just put this into then the Ultimate Pro. So if you just want a scoreboard that's going to do your card making, that's perfect. You then just got lines on the back for just your box lid and your box base as well. And then that's when Sarah thought, well, why don't we put this into a tool kit that we can do lots more with. Now it comes with a little clip at the side, and when you open it up, the first thing you'll be able to see, oh, wrong one, there we go, is this is an empty space. Now I'll show you what that is. That's a storage compartment. So if you've got any projects or anything like that, the storage can go to there. Then you've got this mid-center piece. This is going to do all your box, so this is your box lid, this is your box base, you've got all your decorative lines as well, and then this one is going to create lots of different types of cards, your pop-up cards, your K cards, or just your general embellishments, which are really lovely. Then on this side is where all your toolkit is. So you've got your booklet here. This booklet is brilliant. Don't lose this, keep it in here, because it just teaches you, especially if you're new to card making, new to embossing, new to scoreboard. This is going to show you everything. So you've got card making. So these are all the functions that you have in here. Card making, bow maker, box maker, envelope maker, pop out and K card creator, decorative embossing, paper trimmer, storage compartment, accessories. And then as you go through each section of that, what it does shows you how to do it in more detail. So it will show you how to do your cards, tells you how to do a slimline card, a trifold card, a concertina card. It will then go into pop-out cards, jump-out cards, as we would call them as well. Then you've got your K cards, which are amazing. So that's like a double card in one. Then you've got your bow making. So it gives you step-by-step of your bow making. And then you've got your basic box technique, shape boxes, diamond shaped boxes, boxes with 4 sides. Then you've got your aperture centers, the magic ruler technique, which if you Google that, you'll see Sarah's. It's just absolutely brilliant. Then you've got your envelope making, and you've got your wedge boxes. Then you've got the 3 golden rules of making envelopes. So that is brilliant as well. And then you've got your envelope boxes, which are obviously your thicker ones instead of your envelopes, which are flat. And then it gives you all the sizes that you need for your envelopes. Then we go on to your decorative embossing panels, your embossed lines, your double embossing, so many different things you can do. And then using your paper trimmer, it's even got your cutting mouse in there as well, and an embossing tool. So you get a couple of embossing tools in there as well. So that is a brilliant booklet to keep in there. Now these are your tools. So this flat-ended tool that I was talking about, these are the ones that go inside here. So they'll actually just fit inside like that. So they'll actually store inside. The ones that have come with the boxes of the balls have obviously gone, but you will get 2 in here, and you get, and we'll talk about these as well, because with your scoring tools, you've got this one is a really thin nib. So in fact, let me just grab a piece of cardstock so you can see it. That one has got a really thin nib on the top. That one's got a flat nib, so you can actually use that straighter edge as well. Then you've got your slightly thicker one on this side. No, it is that one. So you can see they're the 2 smallest nibs that we do. Then if I turn that one round, that's the thickest ball nib that we do as well. So all of them have different reasons that we have them for, and I will show you those as well. So all those different ones. So I'm going to bring that one out as well. Pop that one back in. Now this is your bow maker, so your little pegs. So your pegs here will actually go onto here, and it means that you can put them wherever you want. If you want to make a really big bow, that's how you can do that one. If you want to make smaller bows, you can make a little smaller bow. So that is perfect for your bow maker. Just pop them all back in there. And then you've also got this, which is your little mouse. Oh, it's not been put together properly. Let me just click that in, because you've got a little, hang on, let's just pop that up. That's just going to go inside. That's it. It's the wrong way round, like so. No, it is that way round. I've got a feeling this has been broken. There we go. Let's pop that this way. Should have checked it, shouldn't I, first of all? Yeah, it's actually, someone snapped that off, but it's fine. So that gives you your little knife on the top there. Then you would grab this one, pop that in the middle. That will go inside here. Put your paper inside. So let me just grab a piece of cardstock, and let's say I just want to cut that down. All I'm going to do is pop that into the middle. Pop that down there, and my 2 pieces of paper. So that will actually that will cut into that centre. Take that away, we can store that back inside, and then that one into our little compartment. So everything that you need is inside here. Now, we were talking about compartments to put extra boards. So other scoreboards that we do, I'm going to bring these in because I do have an absolute big pile of them. These are and you'll find some of them on the website still. Now, if I turn this over the opposite way, on your score making side, or your card making side, you've got these notches. And it means that all our scoreboards, whichever ones they are, have got these pieces at the side. They will be placed on there, and you've now got a flat surface to do your scoring on. All our boxes, or all our scoreboards, are double-sided, so whichever side that you want to do, you can absolutely do that. And each one will work in the same way. It will slot just into there. It means they're not going to go anywhere. It means when you're scoring, you can see exactly where you're going to be putting them, and it just worked perfectly well. And we do lots of different ones with all different shapes and sizes, boxes. There's ones in here which have got like shapes, which I know is still in stock. Would be the last one I put. There it is, this one here. I know this one is on the website. So this is brilliant because you've got 3 different sizes and 3 of the embossing lines on those ones as well. So great to put detail into your card on those ones. So they're all our the boxes that we do. Then we come to the, and these will store. So this is what your compartment's for. So you can store some of these. I'm not sure how many you can store in one go, but you could probably do 2 or 3. I think we can do 3 on those ones. Pop that back. Oh, I think we could do even more on that actually, but yes, so you can store them all nice and neat inside your Ultimate Pro, put your peg back on the handle, and that's ready to go with you anywhere you want to. So they're all your scoreboards in the Ultimate Pro. Then the other scoreboards that we do are individual ones. Let me place this under here. So these ones here. This one is your boxer board. So your boxer board is the same, it will go onto your Ultimate Pro, but these are used on their own. So if you just want to have a boxer board and you want the top score to do all your box making and your card making, you can absolutely just have them and not your Ultimate Pro. This one again has inches on one side, centimetres on the other, and it comes with your leaflet, which will tell you everything you need to about how you score, how to make your boxes, how to use it, and how it also works on the Ultimate Pro. Then the next one we have is your envelope box creator, which for me is an absolute brilliant one. We have now brought out paper templates to make envelopes, but if you want all different sizes of envelopes, this is the one for you, because what this one does, it makes envelope boxes. So your envelope boxes are very different, and we will make one of these to show you how these steps work on here and how that actually works. So I'm going to pop that to the side because we will show that in more detail. So there we go, there's all our scoreboards and what we use them for, and then we'll start demoing them in a second as well. So let's have a look and see who else is in this morning. We've got Stephen Nichols is in saying good morning Debbie, good morning Stephen. Linda is in saying morning Debbie, happy birthday for tomorrow. Thank you Linda. Leslie's in saying good morning Debbie. I'm getting ready for craftaganza today, yes. Oh my goodness, craftaganza's tomorrow, isn't it? Yes, that's going to be amazing. Hope you have a lovely birthday. Thank you, Leslie. Louise is in saying, hello, everyone. My goodie bags are on their way. I love that. They're coming so quickly. Tim says, a question, please. Wanting to create card blanks like stepper cards with different sizes, different size steps and bases, etc. So, Tim, to do stepper cards, there are so many tutorials online. So if you go onto YouTube, type in Crafter's Companion stepper cards, you'll find so many different tutorials on how to do your stepper cards. So there's plenty out there. Without having instructions straight away, there are certain ways that you can do them, but I would be winging it if I'm honest. But we could maybe have a go in a little while, because making a stepper card with all different steps is just about having a look online and seeing all the different templates that you've got on them. It's a shame you wasn't needing one. It's a shame we didn't have the dies, because we did stepper card dies. I'm not sure actually, Sam, because you have a look online, because we might even have the odd one or two of the stepper card dies. We did have them in stock not long ago, but I think they might be all sold out, and they were all different sizes of steps. But yes, Tim, I would definitely say, and maybe that's the case, that we could do a maybe we could do a craft your stash on different card shapes, so we could then know exactly what we were doing, have a few sort of instructions beside us to be able to do them and show you how to do them. But yeah, we don't have any dies. No, none left, I'm afraid. But yes, do have a look on YouTube. Pinterest as well is a really good one, and you'll get lots of instructions and probably how to use them on our scoreboards as well. Judith's saying morning all. Carolyn is in saying good morning from Florida. Morning, Carolyn, saying happy birthday as well. Thank you, Carolyn. Wendy's in saying good morning. Kelly's in saying I will be 50 next year. I love turning 50. I mean, I'm like 6 years off of 50 now. I don't know where that time's gone, but yeah, Kelly, you'll love it. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I think I got to 50 and then just didn't really care about things. I just got on with things. I felt like a grown-up for the first time ever, because I've always been a little bit childish, a little bit giggly, and yeah, I don't take things too seriously. So when I reached 50, I thought, oh, I'm a grown-up now. I really felt like I'd grown up at 50. Elizabeth is saying, can you demonstrate a box envelope, please? Yes, absolutely, Elizabeth, we will do that. Michael Adams is in. Morning, Michael, saying happy birthday for tomorrow, from love from Michael and Stephanie. Yes, thank you so much, Michael and Stephanie. And Tracy's in saying good morning, Jan and Debbie, and to everyone watching. Mary Smith is saying, good tip about turning scoreboard around for box making. Mary, I do it because I would forget, because I always butt my card up against the left-hand side, so I would genuinely forget. Tracy's saying, wishing Debbie a wonderful birthday tomorrow. Thank you. A wonderful birthday weekend. Yes, I really appreciate that, Tracy. Wendy's saying, hi all. Stephen is saying, hi, Debbie. And Karen is saying, good morning from a much cooler Hampton in Virginia. Storms brought in a temporary cool front, but is that nice? Sometimes when we've got really hot weather, it's nice to have a bit of a cool front. And Maureen is saying, good morning, Debbie. Birthday wishes coming to you for tomorrow. Have a fabulous day. Yes, thank you so much. I must admit, I can't wait. I'm not one of these people that worries too much about my birthdays, because I love Christmas, funny enough, but birthdays, they just come and go, don't they? Just a birthday. I do get excited. No, I never do that, Sam. So Sam's asking if I like milk it for the week. I don't, no. I don't. Even when on my 50th, I didn't really do much. I just like, it was just my 50th, yeah. Yeah, and I've been a bit like that, but we are going for afternoon tea and then for cocktails, so tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then we're having a games night with the family, so which I always love. And we're going to do some cocktail making, because ever since we got back from Singapore, which was not last year, the year before, we've been promising ourselves, because we bought Singapore sling glasses from the actual hotel where they make them, and we've never used them. We've never made a Singapore sling. So Al's promised me we will make Singapore slings. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be really good. What's your cocktail? Tell me what your chosen cocktail is. That'd be good. So I love a Singapore sling. I also love a cosmopolitan, and I love a Sex on the Beach as well. I think that's a really nice one. So any of those will do. Any of those. But anyway, let's get on to box making. So first of all, let's. Oh, and the other thing I want to go through is card and card weights, different sizes, and what's the best way to score them. So the first thing I want to do is look at our sort of lightest, well, not lightest weight, but our A4 cardstock. So I've got 6 different cardstocks here, which what I would say are 5 of them are our general cardstock. So this one here, you can see the different colours as well, because if I show you these ones, they've all got a different white to them. This one is quite similar to this one, but actually what we've got here, my first one is a textured cardstock, and this is watercolour cardstock. It's textured because it has to have a good tooth in it, and a good tooth means that it will take a lot of water, and that's why it's called watercolour cardstock. That is a brilliant weight of cardstock, and it's really good for all your watercolours. Then we've got our general white stamping card. So white stamping card or all-purpose card is brilliant for everything. It is great for, it's 300 GSM, great for all your card blanks, great for all your mats and laying, great for stamping onto, for embossing, for inking. It's really a general all-rounder brilliant cardstock. So that is one you have to have in your stash. This one here is a lighter weight, but this is our alcohol colouring cardstock. So alcohol means it will take your alcohol pens and it won't bleed into it so much. So a different tooth into that card as well. Then we've got our black cardstock, great for mat and layering, great for embossing, good weight, it's 300 GSM. And then the other cardstock we do is our our craft card, which is a brilliant all-round cardstock, especially for your card blanks, your mats and layers, embossing, all of that sort of stuff. So it's really, really good for that. Then the other cardstock I've picked up this morning is this one. Now this one, and you can get this online, we're going to be showing this later on. This is Paper Dynamics new Buckram cardstock, and I'm going to tell you, this is probably my new favourite cardstock. It's 260 GSM. It's a brilliant way. I'm going to show you how you make a box of this and how it just folds, scores. It's absolutely brilliant. What it's also really good for, it's got it's not got a it's really hard to explain. The surface is almost coated, which means when you put your low-tack tape, do you know sometimes where low-tack tape you put on top and then it tears the cardstock? It doesn't do that. It just releases your low-tack tape. It's absolutely amazing. It's brilliant cardstock. I absolutely love it, and you will find it on the web. It's Paper Dynamics. Our Keith bought it to us. It's called Buckram, which is amazing cardstock. So that's the other cardstock we've got. So that's all your different cardstocks that you can use in your general card making. And then we go to your sort of these are, I can't think of the word, but your, what's the word, Sam, where things are different? These are your variations of cardstock. That will do nicely. So this one, I'm going to turn it over the other way. It doesn't look too textured, but this is your linen cardstock. So linen cardstock has a texture to it, like a linen, and it's not. This one's not too linen-y as it was, but it is a linen cardstock, and it has a white core. Then you've got your Centura Pearl. So your Centura Pearl is, you know what that is. It's beautiful cardstock, and it's just amazing. And then you've got your mirror cardstock in your matte mirror and your shiny mirror, and then we do our glitter cardstock as well, which is fabulous. Now all of these different cardstocks you have to play around with your scoring, because scoring can be very different on all of these. Now the other size cardstock that we do is our A3. Now I'm going to bring these in because A3 cardstock is brilliant if you want bigger boxes. Now Buckram, which is from Paper Dynamics, I put these together because look at the difference. In fact, I'm going to do it this way. This is RA3 Centura Pearl cardstock. The one underneath is the Buckram, and that is 12.5 inches by 17.75, where RA3 is 16.75 by 11.75. So there's a massive difference between each one, and I absolutely love that. So if you want an even bigger box, you can absolutely use this one. And again, this is A3 cardstock that's on the web at the moment. We do ours in pastel colours, and we do it in the Snow White and Snow White hint of gold and Snow White hint of silver. Then we go into other cardstocks that Paper Dynamics have bought us again, and that is our Centura again, and you've got your different colours and tones of mirror card, but also 8x8 mirror cardstock, which is amazing. You can see how reflective that is. Hello. Oh, you can't see it like that. Look, hang on, it's because I'm... No, it's not going to do it now, is it? Trying to get my face in there without... No. Hello. Just see, I told you, I got to 50. Who's saying I'm a grown-up? So there are different ones. And then one more I'm going to show you, and that is vellum. So vellum is a great, it's not a cardstock really, is it? It's paper, vellum papers. But they are amazing. And we're going to show you how you can score those as well, because there's different ways of doing different things with scoreboards. So let's get started. And first of all, I am going to do a box, and we're going to show, I really want to show this cardstock because we have got it on the shows today. Got a masterclass with all the third-party products. I'm going to tell you now, there's not loads left, so fingers crossed I've got some to do a show on later on. Let's pop my glasses on and bring in the biggest scoreboard. Because I'm using A3 cardstock, I'm going to bring in that bigger one. So what I'm going to do to start off with, we're going to make our box lid. So my box lid is on the left-hand side. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to make the biggest box, so to show you that you can. I'm also going to be using my biggest ball tool. So you know I was saying you've got the smallest one here, you've got a really thin one here, and then you've got a small one and a thicker one. We're going to use the thicker one, and let's just come in. I'm going to come in at 3 inches. Let's do 3 inches. So we'll make a fairly big box. So what I always do is softly go down on my first line. That will give you a feel for what your cardstock is like. So I know now that I can come down there and really be a little bit more sort of thorough in that embossing score line. Can't really see it so much because it is it's white. Now with this one, I'm going to come to the 3 here. So go in a bit, and then I'm going to push that up to get my 3 right down to the bottom. So we're going to just push that. And what you want to do the whole time, I'm making sure, is that it's always butted up against this way. Because if it's come away a little bit, in fact, I'm going to bring that way. If that comes away a little bit and you're scoring, then that's going to be out. So you want to make sure all the way down, that is on the line that you want it to be scored at. And we're going to do that 3-inch line all the way round. So on each side, just making sure that's butted up. And I always, depending on your thickness of card, I always like to go in 2 or 3 times to score down, because that just makes sure that I get the perfect score line, and it'll give me a really crisp edge. So just the other one. And then once you've done that, we can then fold. Now, this is my biggest tip when you're folding. Fold on the smallest section, because by doing that, you will get a straight edge. And what I mean by straight edge is this bit here. Can you see how straight that is? I'm going to put it away that you can, there we go. Oh, I'm bending it myself, but there you go. You can see that is perfectly straight. And that is because if you are doing this to turn it over, that is going to bend your cardstock. So always do it on the larger piece that's going over, because it doesn't matter if this bit is warped a little bit, because the box structure will hold that together. But to get a big box edge, or even a small box, to get that crisp edge all the way down, you absolutely want to be able to get that straight edge. So I always, that's my biggest tip when making boxes, always put your largest side over onto your smallest edge. Goes down, but look how crisp that edge is. It's just amazing. This is beautiful, beautiful cardstock. So you can see we've not got a flaw on that edge. Then what we're going to do is, and this is where I always think our boxes come into their own, because you really want to be sort of thorough with your cutting. You cut off the score line completely. So do you know when sometimes you cut down the middle or you leave the score line intact? I always cut my score line off completely, and I always put a little triangular notch in here. Doesn't matter what size that notch is. And then I just trim down like so. You don't have to have the perfect one every single time. The more you make boxes, the more you will find that they will be very similar in their size, because you're just used to doing those same amounts of taking that extra out. And then we'll just go up there. So you can see if I pop that one together, they're not the same size, but they're very near, because I'm used to cutting the same thing off every single time. So let's pop the next one round. And again, all I'm doing, it's hard to see it in the lights in the studio, but I'm just making sure we cut where that score line is, so you can't see a score line, and then just trimming those down. If you want to, you don't even have to leave a lot around the edge, because the reason I cut into this notch here, and if you wanted to just cut here and leave just a little tab, you can absolutely do that. I just do this for neatness. And then all we're going to do then is onto this part, we're going to make sure that we fill the gaps all the way around, because that way it won't let any air through, and your box will stay stuck together. Because we're using a tape pen, we never used to have faith in tape pens to hold construction. My thing for tape pens is you have to give them a bit of a massage, especially when you're doing construction, because construction will absolutely need that little bit of reinforcement. Now, when you come to here, if I just do that and stick it together, I might have a little gap. What you want to do is, because we've took out this notch at the side, you can then give that will wiggle down. So you want to push this side here, and you want to just put that so it comes underneath. So you've got that perfect edge on there without it showing, and then that will go to this side. Because you've not put any of your score line in there, you will get the perfect edge on your box. And then you want to give that a little massage, because that will heat up the glue, and then that won't be going anywhere. That will stay completely stuck. And you're just going to do that on all the sides. So again, putting your finger down on this bit here onto here, and then just making sure that's in line with the rest of your box and down the side, and you'll get that perfect crisp edge every single time. So again, little massage. We all love a little massage, even our boxes. And then again, we're going to do the same with this one, just pushing that into place. That will make sure. And I mean, this is a really big box, isn't it? In fact, you know what I'm thinking? We could make tissue cover boxes with this. You know, your man-sized tissues. You could make boxes that fit over the top, couldn't you? Decorated boxes. You could literally just put that over the top. You can make it the size of your box and then put a little, you could die cut it first and then pull your tissues out. I like that idea. Right, so that is just our lid side. So when it comes to the box base, we're going to repeat that, but I'm going to turn my board around because I know now that my, oh, it looks like that's been folded already, but it's not going to make no difference. I'm going to now butt up against my box base side, so because I've turned my board around, and we're going to do exactly the same. So we're going to come in again at the same 3 inches. So making sure we go down there. I thought I was going to need a break in this. I don't think we're going to need a break throughout this hour. So much to show you and tell you. And I also want to get an envelope box done so people know how to do those steps as well. So we will definitely get that one in. So then we're going to come down again, 3 inches. And then again on the opposite side, 3 inches. So it's always the same amount. If you wanted to have a box lid that was smaller than your box base because you just want the extra bit, just make sure when you're measuring this same amount, so this one would be, we're talking, it's 6.5 inches. You just want to make sure that your gap is 6.5 inches by however long your gap is there, which is 11.5 inches, and then you add on then that extra inch there on there. So if it's 6.5 inches, you want 7.5 inches, 8.5 inches, and then because this was 11.5 inches, you want 12, and then 13.5 inches. So that's how you would make your box lid a different size. So once again, we're just going to place that over onto the smallest section. I love this cardstock. If you haven't got this cardstock, Keith does do it in a A4 and or Paper Dynamics, and we do it in the bigger than A3. You absolutely want this cardstock in your life. It's new to me. It's a new material, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's such a really good cardstock. Especially for all your card making, bases, anything like that, it's going to be incredible for. So again, we're going to cut completely off the line where it's embossed and then trim up and then take that section off, and we're just going to rotate that all the way around. So are you box makers out there? Do you make lots of boxes? I tend to make more boxes now than I've ever done. I actually love box making. It's one of my favourite things to do. There's nothing nicer than having a present that you can make a bespoke box to go with. So it's really lovely. And I've even took to doing that if you give money, because then it feels like that people are getting a present. So you can put your card and your money inside a box rather than it just being in the envelope. There we go. So let's take those pieces. Let's pop them in the bin, and then we're going to do exactly the same. So getting all these pieces up so they're ready to glue, giving them a nice crisp edge, and then you will get the perfect box lid, perfect box base, sorry, because we've done the lid. So like so, and then the next one. And the reason I fill the gap around is because it stops any air getting underneath. So if your glue goes all the way around on each side, it will not get in any air, and it will just stay solid for as long as you want your box to be. So again, give that a little massage, turn that round and do exactly the same, little wiggle in. Oh, I just realised tomorrow you'll, with your craft organza, you'll have Leanne back. She's been on holiday. I think she only gets back from holiday today. So, and she's literally hot-footing it into the studio tomorrow to be with Sarah for craft organza. And then our last one. So that's our box base, and then our box lid will fit directly over the top. So just that little bit in. Just the air there. Look at that. I mean, it is like a shoebox. Love that. But that's the sort of box you can be creating. And look at that. Every single, if we look around the edges, you can come in as close as you want there, Sam, because I want people to see that you can get that perfect box all the way round. Look at that. It fits perfectly and you won't go wrong. So if you've cut your cards to the right size, every single piece of that will just match perfectly. And what I would say is just keep practicing, because scoreboards are an absolute must-have in our crafty stash. So if you've not got your scoreboard out, or you're just doing anything by eye, don't do that. Have a scoreboard, make sure that you score everything thoroughly. Right, so let's have a look and see if anybody else. So Alison's saying Envelobox board is fab, great for making boxes or ornate cards. Centura Pearl scores great. Yeah, it scores amazingly well. Stephen said, happy birthday, Debbie, for tomorrow. I'm 64 in August. Oh, you're still young you are, Stephen. Veronica is saying, good morning, folks. It's hot, just home. I love these shows, so thank you for continuing them. I need the visual rather than the written. Yeah, absolutely. We have no plans to discontinue the 10 a.m. show. It's a nice little ease into the day, isn't it? The Crafty Lady 11 on YouTube is saying, I love Singapore slings too, and Cosmos. Yes, so absolutely, they're two of my favourites. You what? Sorry. What's it? I knew you were going to ask me that. It's Cointreau. Is it Cointreau? Cointreau. And it's I can't even remember now. It's gone straight out of my head. Tell me what's in a Singapore sling. You'll have to. I know, and yet it's gone out of my head. I think it's brandy. I don't know, I completely forgot now. He'll have a look for me. Kelly is saying, my favourite is Tequila Sunrise. I had it when I was first on holiday in Morocco, so now it's my favourite. Yeah, I like a Tequila Sunrise too. And Wendy's saying, I'm up before the sun today to catch a bus to Colorado. Very nice, Wendy. Louise is in saying, can I make a 1/4 inch deep envelope using the Envelobox, as the smallest size is half in the booklet? Let me have a look in the booklet. So, yes, tell me what it is, Sam. He's going to tell me what it is. Gin, of course it's gin. Cherry brandy. So I knew the brandy was in there somewhere. Cherry brandy, gin, Benedictine, ice. Oh, bitters, yeah, Angostura bitters, yes. Pineapple juice, lime juice, sparkling water. Oh yeah, well we don't want a cocktail cherry in there. I don't like cocktail cherries, but we'll have some pineapple in there. That would be very nice. So you're supposed to have monkey nuts, Sam, with Singapore sling. Yeah, monkey. What did you just say? What's monkey nuts? Oh, Sam's just asked what monkey nuts are. So monkey nuts are in the shape of like that. Like that. That's the shape of them. So they're a nut, and they're where you get your peanuts from. Have you never heard of that? I'm really shocked at that. Does anyone else know what monkey nuts are? You push them and get your peanuts out of them. You've got a peanut in each side. That's where they're called. They're called monkey nuts. Yes, absolutely. And you're supposed to have a bag of monkey nuts and you're throwing all the shells on the floor while you're drinking your Singapore sling. Louise is saying, oh yes, sorry Louise, I'm going to have a look at that. So yes, I didn't realise that, Louise, but I think you're right. So you've got your flat envelope, you've got your 1/2 inch envelope, and then you've got your 3/4 and your 1 inch. I've never noticed that before. So actually, without the guidelines, I think it would be a little bit difficult to do a 3/4 of an inch, or 1/4 of an inch, sorry. Yeah, I never actually realised that. Maybe do a 1/2 inch and then do a bit of extra embellishments on it just to make up the depth. Sorry, Louise, I can't be much help with that one. Trace saying, top tip with the edge folding. I always fold the smallest edge, not anymore. Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, it really does work. Tara is saying, hi all, I hope you're well. I love my giant scoreboard. Happy birthday, Debbie. I hope you have the best day. Thank you so much, Tara. And Anita is saying, happy Friday. Yes, all loving this tutorial. Really pleased. Cindy is saying, yes, Debbie, I love making boxes as well, but I do love this buckram paper. Honestly, if you haven't used it or haven't seen it, please get some, because it's one of those cardstocks. And you know what, sometimes I'm pleading with you to buy things. It's not because I want you to part with your hard-earned money, although that's what you've got to do. It's the fact that when you get it home, you'll get so much enjoyment from it. You asked Debbie Robinson, I said to her, Debbie, I've got a new favourite cardstock. She said, what is it? And I said, I didn't know what it was called at the time. And I said, it's from Keith. I said, it's like this linen cardstock. And she said, oh, it's like a denim texture and it's buckram. And I was like, well, that must be what it is then. And then Johnny told me that's what it is today. And we've got it on the shows in the bigger size and the smaller size. Honestly, if you can afford a few extra pennies in your orders today, absolutely grab that, because it's just beautiful cardstock. I'm going to be using it all the time, so yeah, absolutely love it. Right, now I am going to be making, before we, oh my goodness, it's 10:02, I can't believe that. Let's make a quick envelope, because I can't believe where this show's gone. Honestly, it's just flown by. So let's do our colour guide. I'm actually just going to grab myself some Centura Pearl, and then we'll trim it to size. So this, in the blue, it tells me that I can use A3 cardstock or 12 by 12. So let's say I want to do a 1 inch depth. So I'm going to pop this round. Let's do the biggest one we can do. So 11.5 inches. Here we go. So we'll do 11.5 inches to make a 7.5 by 6 box. So we want 11.5 inches. So we're going to trim that cardstock. Oh, we can't do that one because it's only, yes we can, oh no we can't, I've only got one sheet here. We have to use, we've got an A3 and that's only 11.25, so let's do 11 inches, which will make a 7.5 by 5 inch, so 11 inches on our cardstock. So we're just going to place that to our 11 inches, and then again to 11 inches. And make sure when you're cutting, you really hold that down so it doesn't slip. So you've got those proper measurements in your card. So let's pop that to the side. And then what we will do is, using our guide, we've got our 11 inches, we've got lines L and G. So L and G onto here, which means our L line, we're going to start off on our first step. So first step here, and I'm going to make sure it goes across here, and then we're just going to use our tool, and our first line is L. So we're going to come down to L. And on the opposite side, we're also going to go to L, like so. And then we're going to do that again, but this time on our other opposites, we're going to go in with our G line. So that's G. No, that can't be right. Let me just, have I looked at the different one there? 11, L and G. Yes, it is. So we're going to come in at G, like so. Turn that round to the opposite side, and again, come in on G. Then what we want to do is, I'm going to keep on that G line, we're going to step it up. I'm going to step it up to our biggest one, because that is our 1 inch. And we're going to do that G line again. So G will come here. So you can see that's created that 1 inch. And then the opposite side, we will come in and do the G line, just making sure it's up against this one as well. And I can see that that's crossed over. And then we're going to go back in at this one, and we're going to go back to that higher step, and we're going to go in at L now, because L was our first line. Just double checking, yep. So there's our L line, then round the opposite side, back up to that step, and that will be our L line again. And then that way we just, again, I always fold over onto the smallest part. And again, like so. And we're going to do that all the way around. And this is how you get your boxes. So depending on whether you want a larger or smaller step, the glass mat is proving slippery there. And then onto this one too. And then again. one more. First line, and then our next line. I think that's the quickest hour I've ever had. I could literally talk and talk and talk about all these scoreboards. And then all you would do is on one side, you would completely cut off that whole triangle piece. And on this side, like so. And then you can make little tabs on the opposite. So that would be the top of your box. This one, I'm going to actually place that one. And we're going to just pop that one in there, and then let's just take that triangle out, and that creates my little tab at the side. So we're going to do the same there, so trim that one out, that one in, like so. Just doing this really quickly, and then all we're going to do, those tabs will go in at the side, so we'll put a little bit of tape onto those. This one will go here, so let's just put a little bit of tape on the sides there. So when you put these in, that side piece will come directly onto that bit there, then that piece, and then our box will go down like so, that one in like that. There we go, and then you've got, that can just fold over. I'm doing that very quickly because we're running out of time. And there we go, there is your box, which you'll just put together, and it creates your envelope box, but it creates that 1 inch depth. So hopefully that's helped you with those. Sorry, that was really rushed at the end. Does the envelope box maker board work for left-handed people? Can it essentially be used upside down? Yes, absolutely can be used upside down. Yes, so Carol, you're all right there. Stephen is saying, I love my Ultimate Pro, it's amazing. Angie is saying, wishing you a wonderful birthday tomorrow. Debbie, may all your dreams come true. Lovely lady, that's so lovely, Angie, thank you. Patricia is saying, is the box board different to what comes with the Pro? No, it's not, it's exactly the same. And Tracy's saying, Debbie explains that making the box looks so easy. I always fail. Oh, Tracy, just follow what I've done and it will be absolutely perfect. I will see you back in an hour's time with our Ben. See you then. Bye.